Alden. Okay, thank you. All right, we will call the meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, any changes to the agenda for any board members?
Other than the one you was gonna mention, the special town meeting?
Yep, I'll mention that on the upcoming meetings at the end. Yeah, I wanted to take correspondence off the consent agenda because we have a few different things to talk about there. Any other, and I want to add an executive session at the end, a brief one. We've received a couple of new code enforcement officer applications. Just to do a quick review of those and see if we want to.
Public information tech too.
Yes.
Do we have an application for that? Okay, we review the applications and see if we want to schedule some interviews. So, okay. Any other changes? None? Okay.
You're going to have that change on
Yep, I'm gonna
minutes.
Yep. When we get there, we have the public comment first. So I think we have a few people here with some stuff to say. Barry, do you want to start?
I'll give it to them.
Well, I think they're here to maybe respond to whatever you might have to say. So.
Okay.
So-
Well, actually, I was here because I knew they were coming to speak to you. And then, so I don't, whoever wants to go first.
I think we should start with you, frankly, and
fine.
then we can go from there.
Up there?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Barry Baldwin, Run Around Pond Road. I've been dealing with the planning board for 5 months on a subdivision application. A bit more involved than it used to be, but they're trying to do their best and they're quite thorough, so I went along. 5 months is a long time to get where we are now, but we got all through it pretty much and did the completedness. If I say it wrong, you can chime in, but the checklist for completedness, we did the site walk. Pretty much there, except waiting for a stormwater management plan, which has been filed. And that's the only thing missing, and we were looking good. And then I think we're done, and at the end of it, the planning board, the planning board has an issue with the right-of-way or road frontage issue of Granite Hill Farm Road, which has been decided by a previous planning board in 2012. And through the town attorney, through my attorney and the planning board and codes, and we fought that stuff out for 2 or 3 years. And finally got everybody on the same page where the town attorney agrees that it's a road frontage road. I can pull permits up there, building permits. And the planning board challenges the, I don't know if it's the right word, competency of the town attorney to make these kind of decisions. First of all, I didn't bring that issue to the planning board. I informed them about the road. I brought information, and I brought actually Calvin, I believe, on his computer has highlights of that meeting on 2012, that where the decision was made, that it is a road frontage road.
What does that mean, a road
The
frontage?
road frontage road means that it's a road that qualifies under the Durham ordinances as a road frontage road. Meets the qualifications.
Meaning it's a town road, or it's
No, it's a private road which meets the definition of road frontage. So therefore you need 300 feet of frontage, the minimum 90,000 square feet to build. Okay? And there was an issue with a lot that I gave to my son that was on this side of the power line, and that was only 30 feet, but it was a separate lot, and it's a separate lot of record. And because it was so old and long before the ordinances, that was a 12-acre lot, which is buildable too, even with the 30-foot of road frontage.
So what is the? So what? I mean, because it's not the role of the Board of Selectmen to overrule or pass judgment
no,
or whatever the
no,
planning
no.
board. So what are you asking
I realize
from
that,
us?
okay, I realize that. I was just trying to explain.
Yep.
I don't know what,
Okay.
I'm just explaining to you. I'm looking for information. I'm not asking for a decision.
Okay.
One of my questions is, we've had issues, what is the plan of this, town moving forward? It's not just about me. This thing, everybody deals with this, and it's, who do you go to when things don't, when somebody doesn't want, I don't know, I don't want to say the wrong thing, I don't want to offend anybody, I'm not here to offend the planning board, I don't want to make enemies out of them, I'm just trying to understand what this deal, what my options are, where do I go from here? They actually said they want to, I believe they came to ask for the selectmen's blessing to hire another lawyer, a lawyer that's more experienced in road issues than what the town attorney. I don't understand why we would go that route. If we have a town attorney, we pay him, I would think we'd value his opinion or get another attorney, not to question his judgment. And the other thing that I understand, I'm not positive, that once a planning board minutes are accepted, they become official, or I don't know about law, but they are supposedly,
An official record of what was
well, they are
decided.
officially, if the planning board said, yes, you can do this, and those minutes were accepted and everybody agreed, it's supposed to be a done deal.
Do we have those minutes? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
do we have
Oh,
that?
yeah, I have, well, I didn't bring all that because
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't
no,
want,
'cause
I'm
this
not
isn't a
asking
place
for a
for that.
decision. I have all that paperwork.
So and maybe someone from the planning board can chime in here, but is what we've heard so far, right? Like you're questioning the opinion of the town attorney in this matter?
Well, so I don't know if you want me to wait until Mr. Baldwin's done.
No.
or-
Well, we might need a little back and forth here, I think.
So, so Mr. Baldwin presented us the opinion from his attorney and the opinion, or the response from the town attorney. And it's not quite as black and white as Mr. Baldwin makes it sound. The town attorney at the time was Kurt Weber, and he did not affirmatively say that this is a road that, he didn't clarify the status of the road. Basically, this is an old discontinued county road.
Okay.
So it's not a public road, it may be a private road, it's not clear to us who has rights in the road, whether it's a butters to the center line, whether it's a public, the public has an easement over it. And that wasn't something that was clarified in the two attorneys' opinions. Mr. Baldwin's attorney was very clear that he believed that this was sufficient, and Kurt Weber, the former town attorney, it wasn't as black and white as that. We did read both letters.
Okay.
And so that's where we are. And the issue with the former planning board, the issue that was in front of them was whether Mr. Baldwin put in an application for a back lot. And the planning board basically decided they didn't have jurisdiction because it wasn't a back lot.
Okay, can I stop you right there for a minute?
Yep, that's fine by me.
Okay. When I came to the planning board, when they made their decision on
Are you
this-
talking about back in like
Yes, I am.
2012
That's
or
what
whatever?
I'm talking exactly about what she's talking about.
Okay.
2012. The only way I could come in front of the planning board was some kind of, you gotta ask for something. You can't just come and tell your story. You could on the public opinion or whatever, public comment section. But there's confusion, Todd, that you've been around this thing forever, this back lot ordinance and all that, and there was confusion on it. So I came to the planning board with I wanted two permits, a back lot. I knew they weren't back lots. I had to sit in front of them and show them that they are not back lots. I showed them the town attorney, my attorney, code enforcement, and the planning board all agreed after we hashed this all out, and it's all on tape, it's all in the minutes. The tape are much more clear than the
Barry,
minutes.
what month?
We're not gonna, Joe, excuse me,
Yeah, we're not
gonna get into all the details. That's why I didn't bring anything. I didn't want to overwhelm you with facts.
Yep.
I want to present the problem, and if you want to look at it, you name what you want, and I'll.
So ultimately, it's,
Basically, let me finish.
Yeah, sure.
The planning board did make a decision based on what the town attorney said, what my attorney said, what code enforcement believed, and what the chair and the whole planning board agreed. And they didn't make an opinion. The reason I came to the planning board was with backlots. That's what I thought I had to do to get through the door, even though I knew it was wrong. Once they realized that, they're like, rush your boats. It's like, well, Barry, what do you want? I want building permits. Well, they're not backlots. Okay, then give me back my $200 and we all agree that it is a road frontage road, and I can draw a permit on the first lot, which I gave to my son, and I can draw one on the 100 acres.
May I ask, your son's lot that keeps coming in question?
Yeah.
Is his road frontage on this road in
Yes,
question?
it is. It's 30 feet of road frontage, which is not enough, but it's a lot of record, which qualifies it as a buildable lot. Because it was a buildable lot,
It's non-conforming lot.
non-conforming of record, thank you.
What about the other lot? Is that entirety of road frontage on that road in question? You said there was 2 lots.
It's on the other. There's it used to be one lot. It was divided by the power line,
Okay.
400-foot strip. That's why we ended up on 12 acres on this side. And then the rest of the property, which was 98 acres.
So nobody currently has, for lack of better words, 300 feet of road frontage as their residence on this road in question?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There is.
Yeah, but I don't think the details of that are as important as what's the process for you to to resolve this. And it seems like that, because ultimately the power is with the planning board.
I understand that.
And if you're not liking what you're getting or hearing or disagree with what you're getting from the planning board, then it becomes a Board of Appeals matter.
Okay, I realize this, and if that's the way it goes, that's what I'm here to find out.
Yep.
I'm not here to complain about what they did, I'm here to get information.
Yep.
I've got 5 months in it, and I need to roll on that thing. I was planning to finish the road this year.
Yeah.
So I don't want to be tied up 3-4 months
Has
doing
the-
something that I've already done.
Has the planning board asked our town lawyer for clarification where you feel like the earlier letter isn't as clear as you'd like it to be?
Well, as you know, Kurt's retired,
Right.
so now we have Jack Conway. And given the lack of detail in that one, the planning board would prefer to have an attorney who's an expert in roads. There are a couple of them who do paper streets and discontinued roads, and this is their area of expertise.
So you haven't denied the application, so Barry can't go to appeals board yet, because you haven't made a decision.
Correct.
So essentially, our concern is that you have to travel up Granite Hill Farm Road to get to this new road that's being built in the subdivision. Our concern is obviously if we approve the subdivision and 10 years down the road, folks start fighting. And it turns out that they don't have rights over this road, and instead it belongs to the abutters and someone wants to be a jerk. There's also no maintenance agreement for this road, there's nothing. So we want to make sure before we approve this subdivision that folks can actually get to their homes. And that's why we want an opinion saying, yes, they have rights in this road. This is what we also would like to ask. Are there any conditions we should consider on the subdivision approval, such as a road maintenance agreement for Granite Hill Farm Road or anything else to ensure that folks can maintain that road as well as the subdivision road, because the subdivision road itself isn't an issue. Barry's done all the plans for that and all the documents. It's really this one road, and that's why we want the attorney's opinion to say, yep, we're good, they have rights, they can access their lots forever and ever, and we'll figure out the maintenance later, or we have a real issue and folks, that doesn't even mean that we say no, but maybe we put conditions on that Mr. Baldwin needs to get an easement over it from the abutters or whatever. We don't even know where we are until we have the attorney's opinion on that.
Okay. So it's the road to get to the subdivision. All right, that helps.
Yes.
I know we asked in the past from the town's attorney their interpretation. What's the hesitation of just asking our current attorney now what?
So Jack's not an expert in roads. It's gonna take him longer to figure it out. And this isn't something that is typical in his practice area. If that's the decision, we'll live with that. But
So is Jack's telling you that's really the only decision I think we have. Is Jack telling you that the town should seek
They
another
haven't,
measure?
I don't think they
Jack,
spoke.
we haven't gone to Jack.
He's not in the loop yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But our attorney's office, are they saying, hey, we can't decipher this, you need
They
to
don't
hire?
know about
They
this.
don't know about it yet.
We haven't asked any attorney about this yet.
I think that we should ask our attorneys to take a look at all updated paperwork, since he's got some of the paperwork and has had it from before.
Unless he has it from the previous attorney, I don't know. He's never-
It's the same firm.
Yeah, he should have, it's the same firm.
Same law.
Yeah, it's the same law office,
Oh,
just
okay.
one, the original has retired and Jack's taken over our part for the town.
So,
'Cause
okay,
we
so
have-
can I ask, is it fair to say that you agree that the town attorney, present town attorney, and my attorney can review what they've already done through that office and see if they agree?
It's my opinion that they should
Again-
review it, and in the fact that Jack doesn't think that he can make that decision, he can refer us to our next, what we should do after
Okay,
that.
that
I
would-
do not believe that we should arbitrarily go out and hire a separate attorney without getting their
Ours hasn't
input.
even given his
We've
opinion.
already retained him for the town, and I believe he's actually looked at, it's been a while, but he's looked at some stuff similar to that in the past.
And it might be that if we send it to the town attorney, and I don't think it would be inappropriate to say, there's some particular expertise called for here, if you don't feel that you're the guy, perhaps he needs to bring in a consultant, still under his, banner, if you will.
Jurisdiction, let him handle it.
Okay,
He'll be appointed.
who makes that call right away?
What do you
You have
mean?
to wait till, no, who among
Which
us
call?
makes the call to the attorney, so we
Wow,
don't wait?
this has not, I think the planning board,
So
if
it
they
would
want to,
represent the planning board in that case, so it would be us making.
I think the planning board just has to go to the town's attorney and say, do you feel comfortable making this decision or not? And if not, then
Well, yeah,
We-
and just to
so we can go from there.
the attorneys can offer an opinion, it's the planning board that'll make a decision.
Right, exactly.
But is the planning board okay with my attorney reviewing this with the office that they've already dealt with?
Nothing to do with that.
I think,
You can do whatever you want
I
with
think
the attorney.
if Jack needs to reach out to, actually Jack is Clifford, then he can certainly do that.
Yeah.
so I think ultimately, where we're at with this is that the planning board wishes to consult an attorney.
Correct.
The board is, at this point, not willing, it sounds like, to go outside our normal attorney process. We'd ask the planning board to take it through our normal attorney process, see what comes back from that, and then it's still in the planning board's jurisdiction. They will do whatever they're going to do, and then if you still have an issue with that, then it becomes a Board of Appeals issue.
Has the planning board called our town attorney in the past?
Not in the
Directly?
Not in the recent past.
Not the reason, I never did.
Russ Giroux was, I think, the last one to call.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because I know usually we run that through our administrative assistant, that's why I'm
That's
asking.
why, that's what I was getting at.
Yes, and that's why I was,
Well, I believe there is a budget that's afforded the planning board as far as legal fees.
Yeah, but who actually makes the call?
right, who actually makes the
That's
call?
why-
It usually goes through the administrative
That's
assistant.
why I asked,
Use their
because
budget.
I never did.
So-
That should-
so perhaps-
Should be code enforcement, code enforcement is the administrator of the land use.
That's a good
Okay.
point.
Okay, go ahead.
Can you,
If you email me what you want, I can.
Sure, and I think we'd just like to be in the loop as well, in case he has
I
any
can
questions or
I can
anything.
CC you and send it to Jack.
now
Maybe what
the,
makes
It's
sense,
just-
and
Identify the primary contact, and
maybe it makes sense to set up a
Why doesn't
conference
Ann
call.
just write a letter and ask Calvin to forward it to the attorney with their
Right.
concerns?
Yeah. Paper is always good.
Send me your concerns, bullet point your questions.
Yes, that would probably be the more appropriate way to go.
Forward that.
All right.
And that's gonna come from the board through the chairman? or-
Yeah.
and all the information that you have from the tape and the past meetings, paperwork, you have readily available?
Oh, yeah.
So that's
Calvin
what,
has it.
okay,
I forwarded it to him.
all right.
We actually dissected that and took the important parts and had it, actually, it's in written form and it's on video.
And I just
From the-
pulled the August minutes
Yeah.
right there.
I don't think that.
Yeah, we're not going there, thank you, but we're not going there tonight.
Because there's really nothing to stop really on. It
The
has to
reason I
go
did the
through.
video is because the minutes are notorious for not being accurate.
Right.
The video shows exactly what was
Yeah,
said.
no,
who
great,
said it.
like I said, that's all stuff in your, with the planning board and.
The other
Board of
thing
Appeals.
is, I'd like somebody to answer that question legally, if the planning board agrees.
Which
That
question?
when the planning board makes a decision, is that an official decision and cannot be
I defer to the
challenged?
planning board, ask them. I mean,
We can pose that to the.
Yeah, that can be
So can
posed
we
to
ask that
the,
question?
It could
To
be
the attorney.
appealed.
do we not have a Board of
It could be
Appeals process?
appealed.
yes, we do.
So what are we talking about?
That's what I'm
By the
saying.
planning board?
It doesn't get used.
I mean, actually,
No, they've been fairly frequent in the last 6-8 months, they've had two or three.
Okay, let's bring it,
Kinda hard for me
let's
to-
keep it in one conversation here, okay?
Everybody talking.
So, so do we understand what the next steps are? The planning board is going to get a letter with a list of concerns to Calvin, and Calvin's gonna arrange correspondence with the attorney, and then the planning board will take it from there with Mr. Baldwin.
we'll wait for the legal opinion and come back.
Does that sound?
Okay, do we want to incorporate the questions you have on the backlot ordinance at the same time?
We might. We'll talk about it.
So you guys can talk about that offline. We're gonna
We gotta get on.
move on with our agenda.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
I just
Appreciate
didn't know
you
where to
bringing
go, and I wasn't asking you to make a decision.
That's good. So did you get what you were looking for tonight?
Excuse me?
Did you get what you were looking for tonight? Okay,
Yeah.
good. All
I
right.
need to be.
Thank you.
Should we move on to
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I got it. Are you Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Why don't you come on up?
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, Phil.
Good luck with the baby.
and my knee's doing a lot better.
All right. So why don't you introduce yourself and I don't know if everybody's had a chance to read your email, but you can
I don't have
I can
bring
condense
us
it,
bring us
yeah.
up to speed.
Yeah, I can condense it. So, thanks for inviting me here to talk about the problem that we're having on Plummer Mill. My name is Mike Bergeron, resident at 93. Did I say Plummer Mill?
No, you said
We live forever on Plummer Mill, so it's still in my head. Sorry, Cedar Pond Road, 93 Cedar Pond Road. And our property has, now that we are discovering, notorious for having episodes of flooding during heavy rains and weather. And there is a small drainage brook that goes through our property. And with heavy weather, the culvert we discovered across Cedar Pond Road actually backs up bad enough it floods our basement. And before we bought the property, actually, I discovered it has a history of doing the same thing. Fire department gets called, pumps it out. And so in doing a little bit of looking into this a little bit more as far as trying to figure out what exactly we can do with this episodic flooding, discovered that the culverts that cross the road, let me back up a little bit. We have three 40-foot culverts crossing our driveway. How many? Three 24 by 40 foot. 24? 24 by 40 foot culverts that cross our driveway. And those handle the runoff brook that sort of winds through our property, as well as the ditch that comes down that side of the road. The next driveway over, our neighbors at 85 have two 24 by 20 culverts. And those generally tend to handle the flow relatively well. Next step down, crossing Cedar Pond Road, are two 24 by 40 foot culverts. And in the past, during heavy weather, I've actually gone out sort of keeping an eye on everything, and it's the culverts that cross the road, the first ones that top off, for lack of a better description. And once those top off, everything pretty rapidly backs up to us. So looking at my sort of interpretation of the capacity of these culverts is, our neighbors in between this whole thing have plenty of capacity because their culverts are short. The longer the culvert, the more or the less capacity a culvert has. So these two 40-foot have less capacity than our three, and they seem to be the limiting factor. Not even accounting for the other runoff on the other side of the road. We're in a lower part, not the lowest part of the road. So these culverts crossing the road have to handle everything coming from us down our side of the road, as well as what comes from the higher part of the road back down at it. And they get overwhelmed pretty quickly. So I'm here to ask for some help, and I've tried. I have spoken to Calvin, and I've never met him personally.
Meet him. Here's
Sorry.
Calvin.
And we didn't have a chance to connect. And with the urgency of the road work that's being done right now on Cedar Pond, I'm coming to sort of look for help and support. I know it's really hard to do things rapidly. But I wanted to see, hopefully we can do something about this. By putting in a third or even a fourth culvert of those same dimensions, that would increase the capacity of that crossing so that it would take all water from every direction.
So what are the culverts now? Diameter?
They're all 24-inch. Everybody has 24-inch culverts. There's two 40-footers going across Cedar Pond. Our neighbor has two 20-footers, which actually have 4 times the capacity of the two 40-footers, and then we have three 40-footers.
Calvin,
Yeah.
are you familiar with this situation at all, or?
We have no historic data that shows that we've ever had a problem with the road. I mean, I don't know what's happening upstream at your
We
house.
can ask the fire chief how many times we pumped it out.
Right, no, but that would be.
I know of
I'm
one.
saying as far as the road, what the town is responsible for, there's been no issues that I've ever heard of. So particularly all I'm looking for is, those culverts have been in there for 20, 30 years, and historically, they have never had a problem with the road. If there's some issue with what elevation you put your house at upstream, I don't really believe the town should be getting involved in that. I think that should have been something that you would have had, or your predecessor, or somebody would have had an engineer or a site evaluator determine that. I understand you have a problem, and I just don't know that it's the town's position to fix it.
Well, having been in this house for 3 years and hearing stories from people who are familiar with this property, certainly the property has not been there as long as the culvert, the crossing has. And the siting of and the level of the foundation in the house definitely plays into that. I can't disagree with that. However, even with our groundwork that we've tried to do with this, it still is creating a recurrent problem that does create expense for the town if we have to call the fire department to get this pumped out. Understanding that it was a pre-existing condition, still the simplest, most cost-effective solution would be to increase the capacity, the flow capacity through that road.
What type of culvert are the ones crossing the road?
They're polyethylene.
So they're smooth bore?
Smooth bore, yeah.
Okay, and what type of culverts are smooth bore? Same
They
thing?
class-
Yeah.
Black HDPE?
Yep.
Okay.
I think everybody pretty much has the same thing.
Some people do have some corrugated metal out in that neck of the
Yeah.
woods, yeah.
How old is your house?
I'd say,
16 years-ish, maybe?
give or take.
Bill, maybe
I-
you can interject something here.
Calvin, have you shot any grades on that house? Okay.
We don't leave from
Mike,
public property.
I got you.
I could if somebody
Mike, when your
wanted.
house, the water comes in from since you've been living there, is the
Yeah.
water coming through your walkout?
Yes.
Because I'm not an engineer, so let's make that very clear, but you know where my house is, right? I live basically across the road from you.
Yeah.
So the elevation of my lot, per se, is what I shot, and that's really all I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
When I built my house, I had to put about 2 feet of potato rock underneath there to get above the water table.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm getting at is that water table's really close.
Yes.
If you shoot the bottom elevation of your door,
Mm-hmm.
I think you're within inches of that water table.
I have not done that. I can't answer that question.
happy to help
It's-
you.
Yeah,
Look at
it's
that.
hard
As a
to
neighbor-
say.
as a neighbor,
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
happy to look at that.
If you got a spare transit hanging around, that'd be kind of
We
interesting
can
to do.
maybe
but-
possibly borrow one. I don't, but I did back in the day when I built my
Right,
house.
right. The basement itself is dry except when this spills over. And that includes the peripheral drainage around the foundation is dry. So we know it may be, I don't know what it is, but the point is that the foundation is above the water table. And we're trying to,
The normal water.
yes. We're trying to reduce the risk of having these repetitive floodings,
Do you have
given the situation that it is.
I
Is it a sump pump in your basement, or what needs to set up?
Not
No,
yet,
it's
that's the
not.
next step. We
I don't-
have
I don't think it's
portable
sump
sump
pump will do any
pumps.
goodness. I only say that, when your house was for sale back then, I have a friend, he actually lives on Timber Road. We looked at that house, he was entertaining, so we went through that house pretty thoroughly. And the first recommendation, because we had somebody over there to look at it, was to get rid of that water problem, would be to seal your walkout door. And redo that. You maybe put some windows up there or something, and then frog seal that with like a very heavy coating, and then fix the grade so the water slopes away from the house. Because I'm not certain, and by all means, Calvin is the expert, and maybe the guy to the right of me can answer this, but it's very hard to alleviate the water table. And once that water starts pouring, I'm sure this happens like when we really get, maybe every 2 years, when it's really raining pretty heavily, and that water table is going to raise, and if your house is at any point in low point, you can put 3 sump pumps down there. I don't think it's going to help you much.
Yeah, it would have to be pretty high capacity to keep up with that.
Your electric.
So I think the key question, though, is what, if any, responsibility does the town have with regard to the culverts that are crossing the road? And if we do have some sort of, responsibility, obligation, is now the time to do something while there's work being done on that road?
The problem is this, that even if we wanted to do something, we're exempt from NRPA permitting if we do in-kind, if we're just replacing what's there. But the minute I change the volume of water, I'm impacting somebody else downstream. And I lose that exemption, and then it's gonna go through a full permitting process.
Is it a named stream?
I haven't even looked, but I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be.
I don't think it is.
But it would still be, it's still a stream, and it runs, I think it runs all year.
No, it dries up from time to time. It can, depending on the
You
year.
get the torrential.
Is this in the subdivision on Cedar Pond? Is it in
No.
the subdivision?
No, it's not in Country
No,
Lane.
it's,
It's actually on Cedar
It's on
Pond.
Cedar
What
Pond.
about the
Down near the
entrance to
river?
culverts?
No,
It's
Up from the river.
It's a channelized, deep channelized, meandering stream channel.
But it's, there's nothing inhibiting that. I mean, you got the widened out so that it will take as much flow as possible and it come, because there are some things you can do to increase capacity. Because you're probably a better engineer than I am doctor. Because I mean, it was a good letter and your calculations and so forth look good. Generally, we use Manning's equation when we treat culverts as open channel flow as opposed to a pressurized flow.
Right.
So I don't think it's an 8-to-1 difference based on length. Actually, most times, length only really matters with friction in a culvert usually. Okay.
Right?
That's assuming everything's perfect. And smoothbore pipe, actually, you figure essentially 0 for your friction coefficient. So I don't think it should be, it's not an 8-time difference. Now, I'm not saying that there's not some effect, of course.
Right.
And you have, there's 2 in the road and you have 3 crossing your property? Or you have,
No, we have 3.
you have 3 24? So
Yeah.
I mean, that's just simple math. It ain't gonna take it.
Right.
Okay.
3 above it and 2 below it.
Yeah. Well, it got a little tricky when we were trying to figure out if our neighbor at 85 had similar capacity.
Okay.
And, laminar flow being what it is, the length does make a difference when those culverts top out.
You're talking about the accidents.
Okay.
So, but it's as fascinating as the engineering discussion is. It's really it's what's
It's about
relevant is
what can you do? Can we do anything
what,
to
if
help us
anything,
with this problem?
is the town's role here?
Yeah.
And I'm hearing from Calvin that
I think
As-
it's a permitting
no.
issue. I think you're changing. That meets the definition of a stream, it's a mineral channelized bottom. To me, I think you're going into, I don't think we would be able to touch that without proper permitting in place, which would take some time.
And that's a longer process. It's probably outside the window of when that road work's happening anyway, right?
Pavers sitting on the road now. So
Yeah.
Yeah, just drove by that tonight.
Well, you can't affect the stream, but can you add a smaller 12-inch culvert upstream that would intercept before it goes over? Something like that? Because because you can't do any in-stream work, I get that.
If another culvert were to cross the road between our neighbor's driveway to take that volume, that would probably do it.
So you're saying your house is here.
Yeah.
There's another house here. So here's the stream crossing the road.
Yeah,
So you're the second house back?
yes,
Okay, the first one has how many culverts in it?
220s,
And you've got three.
yeah.
Three going to two. If we-
24s.
But that's on private property. I can't go on your neighbor's property. Maybe if your neighbor was willing to have another house.
Our neighbors, the capacity of our neighbors is fine, actually, that is not the limiting factor here.
Doesn't it have to back up at your neighbors before it backs up at yours?
No, it comes right through our neighbors and right into ours. So when we get backup, the neighbors' culverts, because they're shorter, don't have.
Oh, because now it's flowing back towards your place.
Well, it backs
Or
up.
back,
It
yeah.
doesn't, it flows fine through the neighbors' culverts. It backs up at the road culverts and just keeps piling on top of that. The neighbors' culverts continue to have fairly decent flow because they're shorter.
And yours are upstream of the neighbors?
Ours
So
are
it goes
upstream,
road,
yes, it's
neighbors,
ours, neighbors,
yours.
road.
I mean, we could shoot some
I think your
elevations to
idea
see,
is-
but,
Makes a lot more
Yeah.
sense.
You know,
yeah.
That's something that,
I can't tell you how many folks that we put in, back in my day when building, I don't want to digress here, but I can't tell you, everybody wants a walkout basement, but not all lots are suitable to walkout basements.
yeah.
And what happens is sometimes people get what they want, and then sometimes there's repercussions later on down the road. But I think the simplest approach to see if the culvert theory, my gut is if you do add that third culvert, I still think you're gonna have an issue when it
I
rains.
agree.
If that door is below
Yeah.
where that water level is gonna raise,
So let's shoot some elevations.
that's what I mean. Let's shoot an elevator. That's the only way to really know.
The point is, the water level does not raise up to the level of the basement floor if it has plenty of flow through. It only raises up high enough to flood when it backs up from those road culverts. So if there was increased capacity downhill of R3,
Yeah.
that would prevent or at least drastically reduce the backup.
If your property is at all going towards your house, I have to agree with Rich. I had a pool in my house for 20-something years. We took it out a couple of years ago. Before I took that pool out, I had rarely ever any problems with my cellar. Since I took it out, we didn't get it built up the way it's supposed. There's a little pocket there. Now we get a lot of rain, I get water in around the bulkhead. Now I've got to fix it to drain the other way. I never had that problem before. As soon as I changed that ground, that's what happened.
Yeah, I like I said, not on the thing, but you know where you know me, man. I'll help anybody. Anybody knows me to help. I'm in.
Sure.
But I can't do anything on the town's capacity. But I'll be more than happy to go over there and we can do the math and we can look at stuff and shoot some grades for you and see. Because like I said, we did look at that house through a buddy of mine. His name's Dave Allard.
Yeah,
He lives on
yeah.
Timber Oak. And the first thing that we brought a guy over there to look at said, seal this off. I think he called it, what do you call that new spray? Frog butter, whatever the heck it is. Seal that off.
Yeah.
Pitch this, put some dirt here so this water's rolling away and that'll solve that. He was pretty confident that would solve that.
But we didn't have the luxury of background information.
Yeah.
I'm sure
You
know
never
the
do,
history
you
of this
never do.
place.
I do know the history, so, and I have seen the fire trucks personally out there
Yeah.
pumping the lot, because I'm like, Jesus, I hope they don't flood my basement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I
But
think,
it percolates up through the floor.
Yeah.
It will.
So,
It
and
will.
it doesn't, and whether we could put a bulkhead there, we could wall that off, we could seal it, we're still gonna have water percolating up through that floor.
Well, again,
When
if
that-
your drains are
when
lower
that-
than if your drains are
We don't-
lower than the water table, when that water table raises, and it will raise when the rain comes in,
Yes,
boom. You can dig out underneath your thing, look for mottling. If there's mottling underneath, let's say 2 feet below or a foot below,
Yep.
and that's always wet, and then when it rains, that water increases up to, let's say, above the top of your drains, you're gonna flood your basement. There's not really much.
no
you can do.
drains, there are no drains in the basement.
So what,
You're saying there's no perimeter drains around your
There are
basement?
perimeter drains, yes.
Yeah, that's what I mean by that. If you get
External.
above that,
inside, not
Yeah.
outside?
yeah, he wouldn't know the
It's only
inside.
extra?
To my knowledge.
No, they could be tied in under the.
They probably are, I
Probably
mean,
tied.
I
Yeah, they're
haven't,
tied.
I haven't dug in there.
Yeah. But I
Usually
don't,
they are.
I'll be happy to, I don't know what the
That's-
town.
But this is the, even putting that up, we
Alright.
wind up with the same thing, so.
yeah, so, but I think if I'm interpreting your original email, you're thinking, hey, I got this water problem, they're working on the road, can they just throw another culvert in, problem solved, hopefully. But I think it sounds like
The simplest
that's,
solution.
yeah, but, it sounds like that's not really within the town's purview to do that. It sounds like a pretty involved, permitting process. It's not as simple as maybe we'd all like it to be.
Well, however, my understanding is that there would be the less likelihood of a permitting process needed if a culvert was placed across the road at another location.
Well, that's what Rob was
As
saying.
long as it's not in the
An overflow
stream and
culvert.
just be
Right,
an overflow.
right, just an overflow culvert
That's something we
from
can
one side
look
of the road
at.
to the other for ditching.
Then the other issue, you said that the neighbor, if he added a culvert to the neighbors, which you said you can't add to the neighbors.
No, that, neighbors aren't a problem.
So, but what I'm saying is maybe you could ask the neighbor if you could hire a contractor to put a culvert in there and see if that alleviates your problem.
It
they
will,
don't
it
back
will
up.
not. I've already
They
looked
won't,
at that.
okay.
The neighbors are not an issue, they are not a limiting
Gotcha.
factor in the flow there.
Well, I
It's-
think- oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
The thing is, I don't know what's downstream, I don't know where, I don't know if that, how that impacts the houses down below, if that's gonna create more of a problem for someone downstream that we then become responsible for. And
There-
that's why stormwater management, stormwater
Yeah.
studies and engineers study all that stuff. And I don't wanna create a problem.
Right. If you can't just throw one in there to fix yours, if downstream it's gonna cause another one, then there'll be somebody else in here.
There's no housing between that road and the river at that low spot.
It goes into that.
It goes across that land.
Yeah. So I'm gonna move us along, because we're not
Yes.
gonna solve this tonight, and so, but I would encourage you, keep having a conversation with Calvin and, generously volunteered,
As a neighbor.
a neighbor
As a
help.
neighbor,
and-
'cause he does live in,
and
I
see,
think his wife's a lovely lady.
see what you
so I
might,
will
see
be
what
more
might
than
be able to
happy.
happen, if it comes that, in those, that, if there's something that it feels like the town might be able, to do under our auspices, then Calvin will bring that back to us as a potential project to do, but.
Yeah, well, I,
I question, for those culverts that are there to reach capacity, it would have to top the road.
Yeah, but let's continue that conversation offline, because
We'll
we can
continue
talk
it
around,
offline.
yeah, we can talk around that for another hour, so let's, in the interest of keeping things moving.
well,
That is a good point.
yeah, but I think it's worth, and I appreciate any other consideration on that.
I'll stop
That's
by
what we can do.
again and see if we-
Calvin, if you need anything, just
Hey,
give me a call, I'll meet you out there.
All right.
All right, thank you, thanks for coming in on short notice.
See you Thursday.
So, we're still in the public comment section, did you come, are you guys here for a comment on some? Then you're next.
You have to sit there.
It's been for 4 months.
We just
I've never
have
seen
some,
so much
some concerns about all the accidents on, I think we know Route 9, the intersection of Rabbit, run around Route 9. Seems to be increasing. I know the sight lines coming off of runaround could be a little bit better with some bush trimming and whatnot. Just what can be done?
We did have some stop ahead on there before when it's been repaved, so we'll probably have to, on the Rabbit Road side, we'll have to probably redo that.
The runaround side as well. It's been
It will, yeah, I think there's one on the runaround side right now.
I don't know, just on what can be
Yeah.
done. I know that can be done on the state road without
Right,
rigmarole.
and then we got the stop signs, and actually,
We even have stop ahead signs.
yeah, I was gonna say, I thought there was some stop ahead signs
There was
too.
something that I noticed today as I was crossing over Runaround Pond Road to Route 9 to go over to Rabbit Road, driving my husband's big old ugly truck. I had to go an inch out because those bushes are so far out past that memorial, you cannot see that hill by where the corn truck was supposed to be. And then I kept on going up to Rabbit Road, it crossed Route 9, went all the way down Rabbit Road, and again where the Royalsboro Inn is, those bushes are so overgrown, sneak out a little bit so I could make sure no traffic was coming.
Is it on the, is that on the state side, so I
I
thought?
called DOT the other day, a week ago. It grows.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know it
It grows
did.
that much in a week.
I'm happy to go out with
What?
glass and a match, just to
Yeah,
get
I
more,
mean- Who'd you contact at DOT?
Scott McCants, he's the guy in charge of all these roads here.
Seeing the Topsom office?
I never go to his office, I just text him or call him on the cell phone, and he shows up, takes care of it. But he-
So is Route 9 a state road or a state aid road?
State road.
So we don't plow it or anything?
We do plow.
Then we can cut the bushes back. Contact Pete Coughlin at Maine Local Roads and check with him. I think we can cut those bushes.
I think it's bamboo. I think it just
That
grows
thing
and
is
grows
the
and
Japanese
No,
knotweed.
this is bamboo here.
But he'll get you in touch with the right person, if not.
Yeah, I guess my concern was, I think it warrants a little bit of looking into.
But there's a couple of things we can do. We can definitely paint a stop bar if that'll help. The signs on Rabbit Road are actually new, the stop ahead, and those do help. And then the next thing that we can do, we can trim the bushes, we can paint the stop bar, whatever, if we decide we want to.
Yeah, we did before, I think we should have it there again.
The last resort would be if we do really want a light, the selectmen can petition to the state to put a light up.
Here's
A blinking
another
light.
question for you. You know that little, when you come over that big hump that goes from Durham into Brunswick, and you see the flashing light with, there's a
Yes.
slow crossing,
Yes.
Car oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
oncoming traffic, that, you know, for the blind spot? I mean, is
Yeah.
that something that?
Well,
we
that's
could
all,
do?
like, that's all the town of Brunswick set up, and they own both roads. So
Okay.
they don't have to go get state permission from us, possibly, but the state's gonna say you're gonna bear the cost of it and you're gonna pay for it. They do have a process where they'll put lights up at dangerous intersections, and I think we end up paying the electricity or something, but I don't know how it works, but I've done that in Topsom
I
before.
did a study on those, and they are gonna put a stoplight at the blinking light in Pownell Center, but they didn't think this one met the criteria, whatever they use for their,
But when did they do it? Cause there's been 4 accidents since then.
just an Alaskan one.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, the one that happened last week where the guy was on Route 9
Yeah.
and got cleaned out. I mean, he's on the verge of, you know, he walked away from the accident, and now he's on the verge of death.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
That was a
it's-
case of stupidity, though. The guy coming off Rabbit Road just went,
And you're gonna get some of that. I
They,
mean,
Yeah.
they do that on
and you
both ends.
can't legislate
It's
that, I
happened.
understand that.
I had a Portland glass car pull right up in front of me, he got halfway out, noticed me, he looked the other way and drove off.
But I don't know if that could be like, okay, the accident actually happened on 9.
Right.
Here you go, state.
Well, it's all part of the intersection, but, so can we do that? Can we look into, I think, talk with Pete, he'll help you out, cause he knows that stuff really well.
Well,
We'll start with cutting the
I think,
bushes.
yeah, you're asking him to look at whether we can cut the bushes,
Yeah.
not necessarily.
We'll try
petition
those,
for a
well,
light,
let's
right?
try those things first, and then if
Just
if the
something
problem
little, you
persists,
know,
we'll
clean up
petition
a
them.
little bit.
But that's at
Right,
a
I think
future
that's,
date.
yeah, that's down the road, but immediately,
Bushes at both intersections.
And can we
Well,
paint a
that's what I
stop
do is-
bar?
Hire somebody to stand there and stop people and tell them to put the phones down. 'Cause I see it coming through there, both ends, I watch them.
We could put a message board up, and then they'll all read it as they drive through the intersection,
Unfortunately, they don't put them down.
so.
No, I will get the,
okay.
paint color.
Anything
Yeah,
else?
no,
with
that was it.
Okay,
You know,
thank you.
At least warrants a look at.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Thanks
you.
for bringing it up.
Thanks very much. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, any other
That
public
was
comment?
the easy one. I did have, oh, it's not public comment, what else do we
Oh,
have?
the-
Correspondence?
We'll do that during correspondence, yeah.
Alright.
Because we're gonna take that off the consent agenda. So, on the consent agenda, one of the items on there is July 6th minutes, and Jill brought to my attention that there's thank you, a slight mistake under quorum. It refers to me as Vice Chairman Neto, and we need to correct that to Chairman Neto, just so that.
Oh, she did a corrected one.
Okay.
So we need to add that to
She didn't send you the
the,
corrected one?
Okay.
Well, she pointed it out to me before, so, but we can,
Special meeting.
You have a corrected one right there.
I just want to amend.
Oh, she only
those
corrected
minutes.
one part, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that section,
Yeah.
yeah. I was looking at the top one.
Ah,
Was you the vice when you did that?
Yeah.
I've never been vice.
Oh, yeah, oh, I got what you're saying.
I have some vices, but I've never.
Do it. Okay,
So I would just move that we amend the July 6th minutes to reflect that correction.
Second.
In favor? Opposed?
oh, yeah, it was you.
Okay, so now that, and we've already moved to take the correspondence off the consent agenda. So I would entertain a motion for the remaining items on the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion for the remaining items on the consent agenda.
Second.
all right, who was the second?
Todd, he was quicker.
We had like 3 seconds on that one. Any discussion on that? Okay, all in favor? Opposed? Okay. So correspondence, we have a couple of different things that we can discuss tonight. I'm gonna let Rob start. He brought one to our attention on a, is it Go for Gold, or you wanna
Yeah, I'll
about
give
that
you
one?
just a quick rundown. Actually, in all openness, he's actually a coworker / friend of mine that, but his son went through a pretty tough road with with cancer the last couple of years, and fortunately, he's actually looking like he's come through and going to be fine. But essentially, there's a push to by a 10-year-old girl who has cancer, who's actually outlived her life expectancy so far, to raise awareness for childhood cancer. And what they want to do is get the state to proclaim September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. And so they've requested the governor do a proclamation, which I've done that before. It's not always very easy to get. But they figured if they could get as many towns in support of it as possible, that would help the case. And so they've asked, and they essentially sent an example proclamation, and I could read it. I don't know how people feel about it, or if, I mean, I don't think there's an issue. I think, why not? It's helping raise money, helping raise awareness, and I don't think there's any financial considerations for the town, so I think it's a good thing to do.
Did everybody have a chance to read through that?
Do you guys have a copy of the sample proclamation?
I don't read it. I don't think I have a copy.
We don't have.
I mean, I could read it out for the minutes or for the
Yeah, go
record
ahead,
if
'cause
you
I don't
like.
have
It's
a
not
copy
too
of
long,
that.
but it says the state of Maine is going gold in the month of September to support childhood cancer awareness. Whereas cancer is the leading cause of death by disease among U.S. children and is detected in more than 15,000 of our country's sons and daughters every year. And whereas in the state of Maine, cancer affects more than 50 new children and families annually, where more than 400 children are undergoing treatment currently, and where we are ranked in the top range of incidence of all cancers at 468.3 per 100,000 people. And whereas September is nationally recognized as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, and whereas thanks to ongoing advances in research and treatment, the 5-year survival rate for all childhood cancers has climbed from less than 50% to 80% over the last several decades. And whereas innovative studies are leading to real breakthroughs, reminding us of the importance of supporting scientific discovery and moving closer to finding cures, though much work remains to be done. And whereas 1 in 5 children diagnosed will not survive during National Childhood Cancer Awareness Month, we remember the many children who have been taken from us too soon, and we extend our support to all those who continue to battle this illness with incredible strength and courage. Now, therefore, as selectmen of the town of Durham, Maine, we proclaim that we will help Maine go gold in support of Team Haley Hugs and all of the children and families affected by childhood cancer, and in doing so, from this day forward, recognize September as Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. This is our way of paying tribute to the families, friends, professionals, and communities who lend their strength to children fighting pediatric cancer. So if you guys want to sign it, or we make a motion to...
Yeah, I mean, I think we've done something, I don't know that we've called it a proclamation, but we've called it something similar to that in the past, where we've agreed with some similar things.
I might suggest that, that we, since this is for a September thing, right? Or September, that we ask Ruth to basically, using this as a model, type it up for us to sign. Oh, you've already got it.
Don't mess around.
We're not messing around. So if we're good to go, then I'm fine with that too.
Okay. Do we just sign it, or do we need a
Well,
motion?
I think we need to make a motion to make the proclamation, and then we can
Okay.
sign it. So.
It's your cause. So.
I make the motion that we approve the proclamation as I just read and as written.
Second? I think you was waiting.
All right, any discussion on that?
I'll ask Shannon to put some kind of signage on the bulletin board, just saying that September is.
Yeah, and on the website, maybe on the website, it should be like a copy of the proclamation and what we signed, and
Do we have a show of hands?
I guess,
Thanks.
all in favor?
Thank you, everyone.
Opposed?
Thank you.
All right.
I need a pen. Thank you.
You gave me 2 copies. I don't know what to do.
I gave one to Jill.
Oh, yes, perfect.
So, let's see, one of the other pieces of correspondence was from Mr. Bergeron, who we've already spoken with tonight. And then we do have some correspondence that, and we're not going to use any names tonight, but we have some correspondence from a citizen that has expressed some concerns about questions that were raised about the cost comparison between having, or the savings claimed from having Public Works do part of the Rabbit Road Runaround Pond project versus having Crooker do all the work. And I think what we will respond to this gentleman, but we will, the idea was to, perhaps we should, when Ruth gets back, since she's the one that ran the numbers and did the comparison, that we touch base with her and get the most up-to-date numbers possible, because I know she has edited them at least once since town meeting, which brought the projected savings down about $80,000 from what was presented at town meeting. So we will get clarified numbers from her, and then we can respond to this citizen with this is why we're asking questions and this is what we found out. So
I'm not really sure why we keep, I think we should do that, but I'm not really sure why we keep going back to this project that's started over a year ago and it's pretty much finished. I mean,
I agree.
we're gonna finish it up.
I agree. I guess I'm just assuming that we should
Right.
respond to.
I agree we should
to a
respond. I'm
citizen,
just, I mean, it's not like we're gonna go backwards at this point. We've gotta kind of finish
Right.
it out and move forward with the next
I
project.
couldn't agree more, but unfortunately.
I agree, we should answer.
We answered the gentleman the best we could.
Yeah.
As you think, and he wasn't satisfied with that, so I brought it to you guys' attention, and we can move forward from
I
there.
think we should answer, but I'm not sure why we keep,
I don't either. It seems
we've done
totally-
it 8 or
I
9
agree.
times, so.
So does that sound like a good plan? Everybody we'll work with Ruth when she comes
Yep.
back and solidify the numbers, and we'll go from there. Okay. All right, so there are no other action discussion items on the agenda, so the next would be department report from the fire chief.
Need that pen?
Oh, yes. You gotta watch me every second.
While those are going around, before we actually start on it, I need to comment on the Route 9 and the accidents and things there. That whole corridor, I'm surprised the only place they're actually putting any type of flashing light or any type of signal is over in Pownell. To my knowledge, that's not an accident-prone intersection, but that whole corridor from Brunswick to Gray, where it crosses Route 9, 136, and 125, I'd be willing to bet that accounts for 20% of our vehicle accidents in the town. And I think actually at one point in time I prepared a list that if you travel that route, you can see numerous crosses. It's not just intersections, it's speed related as well. It's a really straight stretch in a community that doesn't have law enforcement. So
The other day I did see a state trooper on Quaker Meeting House Road, and he was busy.
yeah, well, I'm sure he was doing a good business because it actually, you think about that corridor, that's a nice straight shot.
Well, there's a state trooper that lives on where in Brunswick, it's called Durham Road there, and he drives through there every day. So that he's going. So like,
I guess I just wanted to put that out there and say anything we can do to cut down on it, because I don't think it's just driver and attentiveness. I think it's speed as well, and the fact that I know 90% of the time coming through the town of Durham, I can travel at whatever speed I choose to and get away with it.
90%. It's probably closer to 95. I think.
Yeah, unfortunately. Anyways, on my list there, the apparatus committee, I just wanted to update you on that. We have 2 meetings scheduled this month, both with vendor representatives. On the 17th, we actually have one from Autotronics come in, not necessarily to market their wares. I'm sure they're going to try to market their wares, but it's really to just kind of give us an overview of the industry, where the industry's at, what the industry requirements are, changes. Same thing on the 24th, only that 24th one will actually be focused on the fire apparatus part of it.
so 1900. What is that?
7.
So that's the same time that the special town meeting is at.
7 o'clock.
So I can't make that one because I got a previous engagement, but if you'd like, I can make the next one.
Okay, good.
And town meeting's gonna be shorter than that meeting.
So I may be able, with that note, I may be able to make that one.
If you could like stall for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's probably all we need.
I can maybe
I'm sure the
get some
committee
coffee
is,
over there or something. I entertain them for 10.
We just walk across the street.
Salesman has the floor, so with the salesman having the floor,
Yeah, yeah.
even if we try to hold them short, I can't imagine that meeting's gonna end any sooner than 8:30.
Okay.
The special town meeting is
Monday.
17th.
the 17th. This says,
I get the 17th.
okay,
and the
never mind, I'm looking
24th.
at your second date, sorry. Okay.
Then on the next one, the stipend coverage and the per diem staffing. I'll pass this around if you want to take a look at what you really want to see on that calendar is you actually want to see, on the weekends, you want to see 4 red names on each day. And then on the weekdays, you want to see 2 red names and 1 or 2 blue names on there. And actually, it's coming along very well. It's
Sunday's
working
coming
good.
better
I'm pretty
than
pleased with how it's going. I think once we get to September or so, we've got 2 people we interviewed from outside the department to bring on to do per diem coverage. We have 1 new member that signed up for the department, as well as we have 2 or 3 existing members that are completing licensing and stuff. So I think by the time we get into August, the gaps are gonna continue to go down. So I don't think we'll have it all alleviated come September, but I think we'll be very close to being there. So it seems to be working very well. And the morale and enthusiasm is definitely up within the department and stuff. And I think a lot of it is a credit to the stipends for the coverage and the commitment. There's a little bit of a reward there for actually giving that type of commitment, so.
Any thoughts on, because I'm looking especially Saturdays, it's like a lot of empty slots, like.
Yeah, well, my thoughts
your
on
plan on
Saturdays,
that?
my hopes are on Saturdays, is right now, I don't have the per diem coverage to start filling Saturdays, and it'd be difficult to say, well, okay, this Saturday, we're gonna do per diem, next Saturday. So it'd be difficult to bounce back and forth and coordinate those 2 lists. My hopes are is that by the time we roll around to, if not in August, September, Saturdays switch, so that daytime coverage is done with per diem and a driver. Because if you look at that list, you'll see a name on there. If it doesn't have a 2-something number, a 213, or a car number, it's not an EMS license, it's just a driver. I usually can get a driver to sign up on most of the shifts. It's the EMS licenses that I'm having. So I need more EMS licenses and a few more per diem people. So I'm thinking I think by September, we'll start to see those weekends. They won't be perfected, but I think we'll start to see the fix of the weekends, I hope.
And would you expect, are we gonna have, once we come back around to summer again next year, do you think you'll have the same issue?
No, I
on
don't
the
think
weekends?
so.
No, okay.
No, I think this is actually building the system.
Okay, all right.
It's I think this is a result of building the system. I actually think a lot of the systems out there, one of the things we didn't require is we didn't require that you have to be a paramedic. The per diem market is drained of paramedics. Paramedics can pretty much go wherever they want. And so they're gonna go with otherwise in personal preference, they're gonna go with the highest bidder. Where our system allows for a basic, who's somebody trying to break in to find a slot, I don't think we'll have a major problem. We might see it down a little bit in the summer, but I don't think it'll be a lot, like a lot of services experience. So I think it's gonna work well as we progress, so. I'm pleased with where it's at this point, I'll put it that way.
Good.
Seven members have completed a basic pumps class. We have aerial operations just for our aerial ladder and just for our members scheduled to start in August. It'll go through August and September. It's for 12 people, unfortunately, is all I can put through it. It doesn't include driving. It just includes setting and operation of the aerial device. We're actually on tap to sometime during the winter months, as long as they have the program, will probably be one of the pilot communities for the advanced fire officer class. So hoping we can get people through there. That would actually give those that took the basic fire officer last spring and winter, would actually give them an opportunity to get certified as fire officer 1 and 2. So we'll build on that program. The NIMS, I'm not gonna repeat all that, that's on there for the NIMS, but that basically was my previous report. The only addition to that, and I don't know, you may have discussed it, was Joanne Potvin, the county EMA director, the last time I talked to you, I said I'd found the PowerPoint presentation, and in a nutshell, they prefer to be the ones that come out to do it. And she said she had come out, I told her that you guys typically meet every other Tuesday, and that my observation from previous boards, I don't know where you guys are at, was that previous boards would usually try to fill in the empty Tuesdays if they had to do a different Tuesday. So anyway, she put out that she would be more than willing to come down here and do it for the board here at the station, August 1st or August 15th, her first choice, I think.
And are those off Tuesdays, or are those our meeting Tuesdays? Did you
Is
look?
what?
Are those our regular meeting Tuesdays? Or
No, those should be your off days.
How long does she anticipate?
2 hours, maybe.
Oh, 2 hours. Oh, okay. So it's not like we could do it in a 30-minute workshop before.
No. I can ask her, but I think she's gonna say no.
Can you get the abridged version?
It's the same when they did it with the one I went up to in Auburn.
Yep.
The same, yeah. It's pretty, it's worth going through. 'Cause
Yeah,
she's-
okay.
She's very good at what she does. And
So-
she likes it, you can tell.
I know when I tried to get her to say, well, hey, why don't you just do it? She prefers to keep it, her doing it, so to maintain that continuity,
Do we want to discuss dates now? Do we need to?
Yeah, well, if you guys are willing to set a date, then that's great. I'll kick it back up to her, and I'm sure she will put it out throughout the
We
county
need to do
saying that
that. Can
Durham
we
has
just maybe
one.
float an email out and say, hey, these are the dates that maybe work for you, and then we could all pick a date?
Well, there's only 2
Sure,
days.
there's only 2
Oh,
days.
there's only 2 days?
Down the
August
bus,
1st.
August 1st
That's
or
what-
August 15th is what she's putting out there.
Yeah. I actually sent her 4 off dates as possibilities and stuff, and she kicked back that
Both
those
horrible
two
days
would
for
work.
me, to be honest with you. August 15th would be the preference.
Anybody else got a?
It's my wife's birthday on the 1st, that'd be.
Or if you're not ready to talk about it tonight, we can.
It's a Tuesday night,
We might
Which
as
one's
well
the
make
Tuesday, the 1st?
Right?
the
Yeah,
15th.
We might as well do it.
Yeah.
Rather
Been
than-
through it. It's worth going through. I've
Another
been
2
through it.
weeks, it's not gonna make much.
She's pretty informational. You do learn a
It's
lot.
not a selectmen's night.
Right. So 1st or 15th. Anyone a no go?
Richard
Do the
rather have it on the
15th. Do the
15th.
first, then I'm not here.
It's trivial, but it's my wife's
15th,
birthday the 1st, and
It's not
it's
trivial.
dinner night, you know,
The 15th is.
the 1st.
Oh, so
That's, you
I
got that on tape, you know.
I know, but it's trivial to the town, it's not necessarily trivial to me, just for clarification.
It's definitely not trivial to you, right? 15th works for me. Or the
She knows
1st.
you remember.
Oh, I remember.
The 15th work for you guys?
Yep. Just for me.
Confirm the 15th with her?
Sounds like we're on for the
Here
15th.
for
Here at.
We'll schedule it for here, providing she doesn't have a tremendous turnout, and then we can move it to the station if she does. She'll need
Yep.
PowerPoint, so. And be
Yeah,
able to
which
set
we
up
can
so
do here,
Right.
so,
Yep.
or the.
How about Gritty's?
Is what?
Let's meet at Gritty's.
You're gonna,
Yeah.
you're gonna firm up a time?
Yeah, 6:30 or.
1900?
For this PowerPoint presentation.
1830.
18:30?
1830?
6:30 would work for me.
Right.
All right, we'll go, subject to confirmation from the instructor, 6:30 on August 15th.
Yep, on 15th. Okay. Let her know. Make sure now. Let you guys know once I have confirmation back from her.
Okay, thank you.
The other item was the ONE's report website. I haven't checked, but I know I sent a notice over, so hopefully it's up on the town channel. I guess there was enough
It was on the
public
news,
pressure.
too.
so
Oh, I
that
didn't see that one.
That was
That's
actually
good.
on the news, yeah.
we did emergency legislation, and the ONE's report website is back up and running.
It's good.
It's amazing what constitutes an emergency.
Yeah,
Must have made the news.
Right.
The next item, apparatus, they tend to do the fluids and stuff, and I just wanted to give you guys an update. At the same time, the stickers are due. At the month of June, we have 4 out of the 6 that are actually due for stickers. So it not only do fluids if we've got the mileage on it, so that it makes sense to do it, or every couple of years or something like that. But bottom line is, when Engine 21 went in, just to let you know, and I actually think both invoices may be on this warrant. I'm not sure. One might have been the previous one. We ended up doing on Engine 21, ended up doing brakes, and then doing springs. We had a
No public works.
How old is that?
what's that?
How old is engine 20?
21 is 2004. So
It did Red Springs?
The roads in the spring of the year, and I'm not referring to just our roads.
Always the roads.
The frost heaves and stuff.
Everything leads back to the roads.
You think they,
Good job, Calvin.
Way to go, Calvin.
you think they jar your teeth out in your car if you're in one of those trucks, especially loaded with water. It's like taking a loaded dump truck across there. It just, yeah.
Brutal.
I am surprised that we don't break more springs than we do.
Do you have broken springs?
What's that?
You had actually broken springs?
We had a cracked one. It wasn't missing, but we had a cracked one. Yeah. It wasn't they were getting weak. There was a cracked one there. I guess that is real weak, so. New England Association of Fire Chiefs, actually Curtis went down as well, and it was a very informational. The training part of it was good, and I think Curtis especially, it being the first one it gone down to, he got a lot out of it and stuff. And then the department monthly meeting is this Thursday, July 13th, once again at 1900. Any of the board would like to attend, you are more than welcome. Then I have one item that is not on my agenda.
Other discussions.
Homeland Security grant, a lot of the stuff around here comes through Homeland Security grants. I know we just talked about PowerPoint. This PowerPoint actually is a Homeland Security grant, because this is listed in our emergency action plan as the Emergency Operations Center. So anyways, the packet that's going around is in reference to the 2017 Homeland Security grant. We received, need one more?
Yeah, no,
We received preliminary approval for the purchase of 12 Motorola radios, $4,256. Homeland Security grants are fully funded. All we have to do is accept them. We have to pay up front, and they're reimbursed. But they're fully funded grants. We put together on the cover, I was going to call Ruth and hit her up, but I guess that idea didn't work. But it was I need to submit a letter to go with the packet saying that, hey, we support this. It needs to be signed by the department head and the head of the community. Chair of the selectmen.
You are head of community.
HOC. And I have to be honest, I would put names on there, but I wasn't exactly sure who had taken the chair's position.
See why I didn't want
put
that
names.
spot?
Yeah, it's
I just
becoming
put
clearer to me every day. Right?
I think it's
Chair of the Board of Selectmen.
Do you want to make a motion to authorize Kevin to sign it, or should we do that?
Do we have the
What
letter?
I actually gave you as part of the packet is I gave you the notice, a copy of the, pretty much most of the basic material. On the backside is what I actually sent out for a request and how I broke it down. All my grant, when I finish the packet out tomorrow, will do is expand upon that email.
Who seconded that motion? You just made, Rob?
We didn't really
make a
technically make, can we just have him sign it as consent? Or do we need to official motion?
No,
I'm
because we're accepting grant funds. is what
Right.
we're-
Yeah, but you're
right?
accepting
Well,
a grant and then
got it,
authorizing,
yeah.
I hope, a signature, because if you read the paperwork, it says I have to send the packet up with my signature and the
So this is the
chair's
application.
signature and stuff.
Well, I move that we sign the letter in support of the grant and accept the funds if we are indeed awarded the
Have
grant.
Kevin sign it.
And have Kevin sign it.
Second.
Okay.
Discussion on that? Is that a favor?
I'll quit speaking about it until I talk before I
Don't
talk
talk
myself
yourself
out of it. I
out.
have 3 copies right here.
Yeah. Oh, no,
I
that's.
thought you might want to.
No time like the present.
Did you already write him a letter with his name on it?
That's how it rolls with the executives, you know.
That's nice.
HOCs.
That's impressive.
That's
Thank you.
actually all
I always like a fireman that's prepared, you know what I mean?
I know, man. Well, they're supposed to be. I mean, that is a job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
HOC is busy signing over there, so what do we got now?
Okay.
That's yours.
Upcoming.
All right, well, town administrator, obviously Ruth isn't here, but Pam, was there anything you needed to go over with us tonight?
Yeah, before the chief leaves, Friday in Lisbon Falls, a gentleman named Tyson called. And I have never heard of this offer being made to the town, I don't know if Bruce had it, but they are offering a flu clinic to come to the town office, fire department, Eureka, wherever, and provide a flu clinic for town employees and members.
Is there a
Family
cost?
members, I meant. I just don't know how many of the fire department would be, do you guys get your flu shots?
Typically, when we do in December, we do our respiratory exams and our annual medical stuff, and I offer flu shots, but only to members only.
Yeah, it would be for
only
town
about 5 or 6
employees.
of them take it in the first place.
Do we pay
Yeah.
for that though?
No, this, they said they process insurance, and for,
Oh, this is something.
if it were for people who don't have insurance, they would offer a discounted rate.
But
I
we
just didn't know if there was any,
Yeah, it's
any
a-
interest
It's a
in
business.
It's a commercial solicitation for
Yeah.
flu shots. is
Yeah.
basically
Our
For-
insurance
yeah.
covers it, you just go and get it.
Yeah, you just give them your insurance card and they process the paperwork.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it isn't for like the whole town, it's just
Right,
for the
right.
town employees. But,
I don't know. I think I would, my sense would be to pass, because I don't think it's any better opportunity than you could get
Go-
on your
yeah.
own,
Right.
going
Walking in,
into
right.
Rite Aid, walking
Just
in.
walk
right,
in and
yeah.
get it at your convenience.
Right, right, so.
Constantly
I think,
ask, yeah.
I think their focus is trying to make it convenient, but we don't have,
Well, and then
like,
they
when
can
I
bill the
worked at Al
insurance and
Alpines,
get
it
the
was
credit.
like, you went to work, you got your flu shot, and you went to
Yeah.
work. But
Right.
we don't have that big of a staff here,
Yeah.
so. I just didn't know if the fire department, if they had other means, because you've got quite a, you've got the biggest
And
number
we'll
of.
look at- US Health Works does that program the first Saturday in December. They
Yeah.
come in and do all our respiratory exams and TB titers if people want them.
Yeah.
And I offer the flu shots as well. They typically, on a big year, I might have 8 to 10.
Out of all the people that you have, wow. Yeah, because I mean, there's only 3 of us here, and Public Works only has 4, so I didn't think that there would be any big numbers unless the fire department had any need for it. That's it.
That was it?
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so upcoming meetings and town news, we have regular selectmen's meeting scheduled for Tuesday, July 25th at 6:30 PM. That's 18:30, I believe. And Tuesday, August 8th, 2017, also at 6:30 PM. And I would make note that on July 17th, which is a Monday at 7 PM at the Eureka Center, is a special town meeting. And the purpose of that town meeting is basically to allow funds to be used from the capital improvement budget in Public Works to support a grant to complete some culvert work on Auburn Pownell Road. The grant covers the vast majority of the expense, but we feel like we need to have a little bit of a cushion just in case we go over the estimate. It will not result in any appropriation or increase in taxes. It's purely a procedural vote to allow the funds to be used from the capital improvement account in Public Works. So anyway, the town, we have to have a special town meeting to do that, because the town has to allow for capital improvement funds to be spent. So that's what that meeting is all about.
When is that?
Funds are there, we're not raising nothing.
Right,
just-
funds are there, we're not, it's just permission to use
When
them.
is that meeting?
July 17th at 7 PM at the Eureka Center.
That's Monday night.
Monday night, yeah.
That's the
So,
vote.
next Monday, week from yesterday.
Will we be, maybe you just said that, will we be voting on it then also?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's regular
So it's a
town meeting, there'll be a
it's just
moderator.
Same format?
Yeah.
Okay.
Same format. We don't expect as big of a turnout, which is why it's at the Eureka Center.
Center?
Yes.
Yes.
And so you're expecting a big turnout.
Yeah.
Whole town.
Yeah, at least the 5 of us anyways.
You know, if we get overflowed, if it's nice, we'll just do it outside, right? So.
At least it'd be a quick night.
I don't.
Okay, so at this point, our regular meeting is concluded, and I'm going to
7, you
move to
said, right?
put us into executive